It's showtime. It's showtime. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the 777 Cashflow System Workshop. My name is Kendra J. Lewis, the boss architect. Come on in. Say hello when you're here. Say, hey, let me see who I have in the building. Say hello. Say hello. So, look, we are going to dive straight in tonight. I don't want to give you a whole bunch of fluff. You guys came here for a reason. You want to know how in your business you can generate sales daily, profits weekly, and work only 7 hours a week. My God, today. Who is interested in that? Who's like, yep, I could use this in my business? Hey, who do I have? Hi, Tanika. Hi, Toriel. Hey, Angelique. Hey, Liana. That's my chief of staff. Y'all say, hey, chief of staff. Hey, chief of staff. So, look, let's dive right into why this is important, why I'm doing this. There's so much going on in business right now. I think that's important to acknowledge. And particularly for my new babies, where are my new people in business? Particularly for my new babies, you are hearing so much stuff going on in the business world, like business just isn't working anymore. It's a lie, right? And it's you know systems don't work and ads don't work and nothing works, right? That's the narrative about what's happening in business right now. And here's my kind of rebuttal to that. Well, hell, yeah. Things don't work when you are still trying to utilize a business model that played out. Oh, you know, let's run its course. A lot of people are still using a business model that's played out. And I'm going to tell you what that model is, and you can like not like me for it or whatever. But how many people, right, felt like when you decided that you wanted to go into business and you wanted to get in business, that it felt like you had to hustle? Put hustle in the comments if you felt like that. The hustle culture. Every day I'm hustling. Every day I'm hustling, 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 right? That hustle culture. You got to hustle, right? Or that culture where you have to become an Instagram model. Where are my people that believed that they had to become vixens? The video vixen era, the Instagram model era. You had to be bad to the bone. You had to get up on there with your rented wigs and your rented houses and your rented BBLs in order for people to want to do business with you. Yeah. And then anybody. Then we went through the era where anybody who I guess read a book, took a course, anybody who read a book or took a course was an expert overnight. They could coach everybody else. So then we went through the era of the coaches. Are we following? And I'm going to tell you tonight, I'm bringing back full circle a moment that I talked about 2 years ago. You can go back and look on any of my pages because I did a live session just like this. And in that session, I said there is a new season coming into business. And that season is called the season of the expert. Where are my experts at? Stand up. We are not the ones who want to be the Instagram models. We were not even the popular fun kids in school. We're the nerds. We're the geniuses. We're brilliant. We've been doing things behind the scenes for years. We don't want to be loud. We want to be quiet and we want to get paid. We don't need the spotlight because we have the credentials, we have the expertise, and some of us have the anointing. Amen. And so here's the issue. You've been trying to wrap your expertise, your credentials, your anointing in an influencer model that was meant for people who have none of the above. I can end this session right here. And so let me tell you what we're going to do. The season of the expert is upon us. And so we are going to do what? Where are my church folks at? We're doing church announcements. We're going to govern ourselves accordingly. The season of the expert is here. Experts, where are you? Y'all are too quiet. And that's your problem right now. We're going to govern ourselves accordingly. And so, what do we do? Well, we do what the geniuses do. We do what brilliant people do. We're not going to win by being the loudest. We're going to win with structure. Because how many of you love structure? You love structure, right? That's what allowed you to make straight A's in school. That's what allowed you to get all of those degrees. That's what allowed you to rack up all of those credentials. That's what allowed you to get those good jobs because you love structure. Hey, Misha. And where my OG boss architect people at? Hashtag. Y'all know well, you know what I'm about to say. The OG Kendraism. Hashtag structure is the new sexy. I've been saying that since 2017. We're going to win with structure and stealth. Now, for the new people, allow me to introduce myself so you know why I can talk about structure. I'm not doing a webinar style presentation, but if y'all want some slides, I can put some up. But the people that are on here that know me, you can vouch. The reason I can talk about structure is, well, very simply, I am a revenue systems architect. I have built structure for the largest companies in the world, and Fortune 500 companies bring me in when they need to do three things: when they need to launch fast, build big, and finish it. That's what I do. I build the infrastructure that generates cash. And I've been doing it for years. Oh, we have a praise report in the building. What did Thea say? I'm 1.5 weeks into my 777, and my digital house is getting decluttered. So I know structure. I know structure. And tonight, will you allow me to install some structure for you in the comments? If you allow me to do that for you tonight, go ahead and put have your way. Go ahead and put have your way. Do I need to get my church fan? Hold on, let me grab it. Have your way. There's a leak in this old building, and my soul has got to move. And my soul, and my soul. What's up, my Create to Cash peeps? Hey, Mara. Hey, D. Okay. Let's get it. There's a leak. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to start out by getting our ish together. The 777 cash flow system, in order to be structured, in order to generate the revenue, the profits, and in order to only have to work 7 hours a week, we got to get our ish together. And so I am going to show you 2 ways that we do that in the 777 cash flow system. Are you ready? The first way, are y'all taking notes? I am going to introduce to you my 3 power pillars. 3 power pillars. Siobhan. Siobhan, I'm going to pause really quickly. Siobhan said, what platform is this? I love it. Siobhan, my dear, it is one that I custom designed today. I told you I was a revenue systems architect. I am also a developer. So I woke up this morning and said that I want to build my own version of Webinar Jam. And what I built it today. Liana can tell you. Woke up this morning and said, I think I want to build my own technology today. today. So, three power pillars. Three. Somebody put the number three in the comments. The number three. Because we have to do something to organize how we do things. So if you can build the best systems in the world, you can go and get the best funnel builders and the best website builders and the best brand builders to build you something. But if you're behind is not organized, it still ain't gonna do what you wanted to do. So before I introduce this, how many people have felt like there are so many things that you have to do all the time in your business? It's always something to do. And some people need to go ahead and stand up because I was just talking to some of y'all yesterday. You're like, I get overwhelmed with what I'm supposed to post. Kendra, what if I go live? And how you really want me to go live? But that takes so much time. And Kendra, what I got to do a webinar and I got to do this and I got to do that. It's overwhelming. But what if I told you that it's not actual overwhelm? It's not even about managing your time. Is there is a lack of organization to how you are approaching your business. So I designed my three power pillars to break the business up and how you run it into manageable chunks. I was going to give you guys a slide, but for the people that have the 777 cash flow center, what do you think? Should I show them that instead? I think I'll teach you from the 777 cash flow system command center. Y'all want to see that? Also a technology I custom designed, just saying. Oh, the flex is big tonight. The flex is big. Legenia said, break it down. Break down. Instead of breaking me on down. Okay, Thea said yes. Karen said yes. Okay, let's get it. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. Let me know when you guys can see the screen. There's only one for me. Okay, you should see it now. So 3 power pillars. This is my 777 cash flow system command center. This is the console. So we're going to break this baby down. Hi, Angelia. Hey, we're going to break this baby down. So what we want to do is we want to think of our business as operating it in cycles. It is very difficult to try to build stuff for your business, run your business, and plan your business at the same time. How many people know that to be true? And so you're also using different parts of your brain. You're using your right brain, your left brain, your front brain, your back brain, your under brain, your top brain. I know it's only left and right, but hell, you're using all of them. Okay. And that's what makes it feel like it's so much. Because when there's no structure and there's no actual timeline to how you do things, then everything feels like a priority. I want you to think about it, where my corporate girlies at. You know that in corporations run on cycles, right? And the cycles may be different. So in retail, I know people think like in quarters, but in retail, we actually had 6 cycles. And those cycles were particularly based on like how fashion and things change out. In a lot of businesses, there are 4 cycles, right? But you operate in cycles. And Thea said, right, running in circles. That's what some people are doing. You ain't got a cycle, you got a circle. You got a circle. And so what we have to do is to create cycles in our business too. And so my cycles are the 3 power pillars. So pillar number 1, you guys ready for me to break that down? Pillar number 1 is the build phase. Somebody put build in the comments. Put build in the comments. And while you're building, I'm going to sip a little bit. If Dion, if you're on, I'm almost at the bottom of this bottle you sent me. I appreciate you. And yes, I am sipping out of a plastic cup. because I pay a whole bunch of rent at this office space, and these are the cups they provide. So I will be using the cups that are provided in my office space. Amen. Waste not, want not. Build. So when we are building, we are going through. You guys, do you need me to make this bigger, guys? We are going to do a few things in the build phase because these are your foundational things that lay the groundwork for everything else. Do you guys understand? So when you do things in order, it makes everything else easier. So in the build phase, the first thing that we have to do, where are my create to cash girls? You already know this. The first thing that we need to do is we have to activate our pre-work. And what is our pre-work? The pre-work is getting organized. So how many people, myself included, how many people have a whole bunch of unfinished projects? You got unfinished books, you got brands all over the place. You got ideas in your Google Drive somewhere. It's $1 billion sitting in your Google Drive. I'm talking to myself. I'm talking to myself. It's $1 billion sitting in your Google Drive. Um, yeah. And it's hard for you to build anything when your you know what is all over the place. D said, ma'am, stop calling me out. Angelia said, I feel seen. She said 5011 drives on drives on drives, drives on drives on drives. Right. So, right. Look, can I ask y'all a real question? Hold on. Let me come back on the screen. Friend, let me move my mic a little bit. How you supposed to build anything and you can't find nothing? How you supposed to build anything you can't find nothing? That's all. I'm gonna put this back on the screen. Now, we we spend the first time getting our organization, and I have a process called building your HQ. Building your HQ. Okay? Building your HQ. And we want to build our HQ. I'm actually logging in so I can show you guys the HQ process. I'm not doing a presentation. You know, for the people that know me, you know I like to do on the spot training to show you my screen. Let's get in here and create to cash. Building your HQ in pre-work, right? One of the first things that we do is we set up our company headquarters. Do y'all see this? How many people Google Drives look like this? I go through a process and created a structural way of organizing everything. We have a standard operating procedure. We have a process that we go through, naming conventions. And we clocked it. It takes a few hours to do this. D said, building your HQ is beautiful. Thank you, D. And so this is one of the first things that we do. How many people, if you're designing stuff in Canva, how many of you have your brand uploaded in Canva and all of your brand assets? So you're not having to constantly find stuff when you design, right? So that's another thing that we talk about. Like I have my brands, right, in Canva so that I can easily create things. I have my course headers in here. I have my uploads. I have my brand. I have all of the things that I need for my brand already shared. Everything that I need. So it's easy for me to move and create, right? And Mar said me, right? So, okay, so this is the first thing that we do is getting organized. Are y'all clocking this? So the second thing that we do in the build phase is, can we have a come to Jesus on this really quickly? Friends, if you want to generate revenue every day from premium clients, we've got to get your offers under control. See, here's the thing, and I blame the gurus, I blame the influencers, because since they didn't have any credentials, they didn't have any expertise, they didn't have all of the degrees that you have, they hustled their way into money. And you started repeating after them. You thought that your offers needed to look like theirs, sound like theirs, and be priced like theirs. That's not of God. And that's not what He has for your life. Y'all better let them hustlers price their stuff and hustle their stuff like how they're going to hustle it. We design our offers for premium. And let me tell you, there are two types of premium offers. Somebody put two in the comments. There are two types of premium offers that I teach. Those offers are designed for premium buyers, people that are ready to spend money, people that are ready to say yes, people that are ready to cut the check, send the wire transfer, send the Venmo, the Zelle, whatever their heart desires. But it's not the people that's like, can I split my payments into 9 payments of $3 and still not pay you the last payment? That's not who we design our offers for. But God bless and keep them. God bless and keep them. So here's what we're going to do. We design two offers to design for premium. And as a reminder, premium buyers want a couple of things. Well, more than a couple. They want exclusivity, confidentiality, and for you to remove their mental load. Exclusivity, confidentiality, and for you to remove their mental load. And so when you know that, where my Create the Cash ladies, you understand that there are two things that I taught you in there. What did I teach? I taught you then, if you know that, then one, we have to design a container that premium people want, that your premium clients want. So the container has to be designed. There are two containers that we design. Are y'all taking notes? Container number one is the live intensive, the live sprint. Angelia, you'll remember this one because this is what you learned in Live Sexy Launch. Live Sexy Launch teaches you my live sprint method. And the second offer type is the intensive method. And both of those offers are designed for premium buyers, and they're designed to deliver at scale. Okay. Are we good there? So we realize that we need to have a premium offer strategy. Also, one of the first things that we teach inside of this program, in this process, where y'all remember this one. Hold on. I think this was a fan favorite in here because we have to learn a very important thing in our messaging, in our marketing with our offers. Do y'all want to see one of the most important things that you have to learn when you're doing the premium offers? Can y'all see this? I want to make this real big. Can somebody tell me what that says? We have to get to the point. Okay. And so I want to show you that all of this is designed intentionally. You have to know what container you are creating first. So we create the container, then we learn how to get to the freaking point. So would you guys like some examples? You want some live examples tonight? Put example in the comments. So I'll give you an example. If I say, well, tell me what you do. Well, see, way back when I first started my career, I saw that there were a lot of people that weren't confident, and and I've always wanted to help people, and people always come to me for advice, and they weren't confident, and they asked me a lot of questions, and I love to help people. And so I decided to learn how to teach. I took a course about how to write a book, and I would like to teach people how to write a book. Wait, hold on. What? Uh, I'm. You ain't give me not one damn credential. You have not told me not one problem you solve. You told me you just told me a whole bunch of life story stuff and how it's your passion to teach people how to write a book. And what you did tell me was your ass don't even know how to write a book. But doesn't this sound a little bit better? When you say, Kendra, what do you do? Well, for years, I've been a Fortune 500 strategist and I've built infrastructure and systems for the largest companies in the world. And when I left corporate, I decided to help small businesses build the same systems that Fortune 500 companies have, the same systems that I built for them. Now, I want you guys to understand something because it's very important distinction. A lot of people leave their expertise because they hated their job and then they try to start something completely different. I want to start my passion in basket weaving and I want to make a big friend. You probably want to stick with your expertise at first. That's what you probably want to do and package it in a way that is a one-to-one handoff. So we have to learn how to get to the point. And that is not just in our copywriting. That is in our understanding of how offers are designed. That is in our articulation of said offer. And then that spills over to our copywriting. And let me tell you something for my Chat GPT warriors. If you give Chat GPT trash, it's going to give you trash right back. So Chat GPT cannot supplement your understanding of your own offer. You have to do the deep dive and the heavy lift to give it the structure to then help you write the copy. Toriel said no because the girl replied to my DM yesterday, and when I asked what she wanted to do, she said she did customer service, but she wants to be an intern to grow bonsai tree. Well, God bless and keep her. May the Lord bless her real good. May He bless her real good. Okay, so are we good with offers? So we spend a week, right? We spend a week building our offer. Just 1 week. Angelia said, my chat hasn't been the same since you showed us how to train it. Okay. Okay. So we're going to move a little faster, but offer needed some stuff. Okay. The next thing we build, are y'all ready? After we build, we're still in our build phase, by the way. We're still in our build phase, by the way. So remember, I told you there were 3 phases. 3. It's your build phase, it's your maintenance phase, and then it's your plancation phase. We'll talk about all the phases, but we're in the build phase right now. Okay. So what we're going to do after we build your offer, a lot of people try to build their business strategy before they build their offer. That is flawed logic. How many people had tried to write a business plan before you built out your offer? Go ahead and tell on yourself. It's flawed logic. It's out of order. You're out of order. Right. So instead, what we're going to do is we build the strategy first, and then we build our 777 revenue strategy. All right, Tony, see you later. Boo, bye. Our 777 revenue strategy. And let me tell you what we build in this strategy because it's important. When we are doing this, because we're still in our creative brain right now, we're still in our creative brain. We're not building anything yet. Okay, we're not building anything yet. And I think this is important for you to understand because we're still in creator mode. And what happens is a lot of people get behind the computer and they start building out stuff, and you're still trying to figure out what you're doing while you're trying to build. That does not work well. And so in this phase, we are building out a few things. Okay, you ready? We've already designed our offer. So we are building the following. We are building our webinar concept. Somebody put webinar. We are building out our one-time offer. I'll talk about all these components later. So we're mapping out our one-time offer that goes with our webinar, right? How many people saw my one-time offer today? If not, I will show you guys how it works in real time so you can see. And I'll show you all of the planning that happened to build it. So we already designed that beforehand. We then design our live series concept, your credibility engine. We'll talk about that in a little bit. We design your freebie that goes with your credibility engine. And all of these assets are now priming you for your build phase. Okay. Somebody said they did not see the webinar. Let me show you guys what came from me building and planning mine. Let's go ahead and see. I forgot what the what the no, that's not it. I forgot what this was. Power died. I think it's workshop or something. I forgot what it was. No, that's not it. Oh, I spelled it wrong. So, how this works is we're building out everything beforehand. And we are going through the process of saying, I want to make sure that there is nothing that I am leaving unturned, meaning all of the heavy lifting is being done on the front end. So you're not trying to think about, well, what's the copy going to be? You're not trying to think about what my concept is going to be. You're not trying to think about, well, I don't know what I don't know what to say in my, page. I don't know what the structure is. No, 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 and no. It's just not going to happen. We want to make sure that up front, you have all of the things that you need so that you are able to focus on building when it's time to build. Because let's be real, how many people, like when you get into building, right? When you get into building, that it gets difficult. It gets difficult. Building is very tactical. I build for a living and I still go down the rabbit hole when I'm building stuff, when I'm coding sites, when I'm building technology. And I've done this for years. So it gets overwhelming when there's no strategy to it. Can you guys see this? So all of this was mapped out beforehand. Okay. Webinar was mapped out beforehand. Then the copy was written. Right. Then I built the strategy for how I wanted to design this. Then I was able to go and record the content that I needed. Then I was able to go and hook it up in the systems. But everything was already mapped out before. Are y'all good with this? And I know you guys are like, well, just tell me how I'm going to make money every day. Well, friend, you're not going to make money every day if you don't want to learn about the structural piece of making money. That's the problem. If you realize that money is all about structure and stealth, not about what you see on the front end, it's all about what happens in the back end. It's all about the stuff that you don't get a pat on the back for. It's all about the stuff that no one talks about. That's what actually makes the money. So I'm showing you the back end process that gets you the money on the front end. Okay. So here's one part of the 777. Y'all ready to see how it works? If I, Kendra J. Lewis, design an offer that's so delicious, like this one right here. This is my webinar, my inflection point. And I run ads to this offer, but let me tell you something. This offer was designed to speak directly to my premium clients. It was designed for it. I didn't leave one stone unturned. From how the page is designed to the way that I position it to the words that I use in the video, everything is designed to call them out. And because my offer itself is designed to call out my people, when I run ads to it, I make it rain. I said what I said. When I run ads to it, I make it rain. Why? Because advertising and how the algorithm works with ads is because your offer and your landing page and your videos are calling out your people, not you trying to target people in the Facebook ads manager. And you will also see, well, Kendra, how do you make any money if this says free? How many people are thinking that? Let me give you a little bit of sales psychology. What I did was let your guard down. My very jaded, very pessimistic, very don't trust no damn body, analyze everything clients you. Y'all don't trust nothing, but that's okay. You trust me. It's intentional. It's intentional. And that's because everything that I do, my heart is in it. I don't try to hide my heart in my marketing. So I let your guard down. Let your guard down. I'm telling you all the secrets. Thank you, Diamond said I look so good teaching. Thank you, baby. Teaching the peoples. If you only knew what this week looked like, it's the only the Lord that I'm here tonight. So let me talk about, y'all are probably like, well, where's the money? Where's the money? Well, remember in the strategy phase, what did I tell you guys we were doing? What did I tell you guys we were doing in the strategy phase? We were creating our one-time offer. Y'all want to see what a one-time offer is? Who said that? Siobhan said, do you have do I have to get permission to run companies' names at the bottom of your page? I have several large banks I've worked for and would love to list their names. Yes, Siobhan, you can ask. Generally, that's something that's in the agreement when you work with those companies. And just so you know, right, a lot of times, this is for my people that, eventually want to sell to corporations. Eventually, if you want to sell to corporate, I just want you guys to know that the expectation is not that you have a whole bunch of companies that you've worked with. Why? Because us tenured consultants know that when you are working in with corporations, particularly in a consulting format, a lot of times you are up under NDA. So they don't expect you. They know that's table stakes, right? In our line of work. So just to let you know, it's not an expectation that you have it. But yes, I got permission. Okay. Did y'all see what just happened? So somebody just registered for my free webinar. Yes. Now, here's what I'm doing. I designed an offer so delicious on the next page that is so good a lot of people can't refuse it. I'm literally saying, look, you can come to the workshop if you want to. You can come if you want to. But you may want to check this out first. And then I'm throwing shade a little bit. Note takers don't get paid, action takers do. Cheers to that. What I did today paid for my ads today. And now I have a group of people that are also on my webinar going to convert into my back end offer. So let's talk about this. I just showed you guys a part of the system. I'm teaching it in different parts. But I wanted to show you the revenue strategy. But since I jumped ahead and showed you what that system looks like, let's talk. Because a lot of people want to know the math. So let's do some math. I know I got a lot of smart people. We install 7 systems in your business. 7. 7. 3 of those systems are revenue generators. Somebody put 7. 3. And that is what makes you money 7 days a week and profit every week. So let's talk about it. How do I make money 7 days a week? I just showed you. Free webinar, one-time offer. My webinar is live every single week. Why? Because I can, but also because little do you know, my live events give me more data than anything else. How do you guys think I know so much about you? I want you to ask that question. How do you think I know so much about you? I've been doing a live webinar almost every week for the past 7 years. I've talked to my audience more than anyone I ever know. I've talked to my audience more than anyone that I've ever known. I talk to you all the time. So when you see the words that you have told me, the exact words you say out your mouth in my copy, it's because you told me exactly what questions you had. When you see it in my content, it's because you told me. When I use it in my pages, in my ads, in my funnels, that is sending out the signals to the algorithm, to Facebook, to show my ads exactly to the people who want them. Because I did exactly what you told me. So for my people that are like, I don't want to do no live, but Kendra say she got to go live, like, you better get your behind live. Do it live. Talk to your people. And if I get people registered every single week, they're opting in to the one-time offer every day. So that's paying for my ads. So I'm getting paid every day. I'm generating revenue every day. Then that is paying and funding my ads. And at the end of the week, I'm going to turn a profit because somebody going to buy the back end offer every single week, like clockwork. Is this making sense about what I'm saying? Let me know. It's making sense. Baby, it's you. Y'all got quiet on me. I know I'm dropping a lot on you. I know I'm dropping a lot. It's fine. Don't worry, I'm almost done. So, building out the strategy. Toriel, I would love to address that question in a little bit. Um, Somebody remind me to come back to it. For me, some people will sign up but don't show up. Toriel, that is all in the engineering of your process. It's all in how it's engineered. Okay. But we'll talk about that in a little bit. Thea said my offer is the back end $97 created cash. Thea, I wish I would be trying to sell a $97 on my offer as a back end on my webinar. No, the $97 offer is my one-time offer. That is my tripwire. Create to cash is the back end, which some of you will get in tonight. You probably better want to get into it. The price has gone up 3 times since I first introduced it. And that was in August, and the price has gone up, and it's going to go up again. But that's okay. It's a special extended payment plan option tonight. Just saying. You better get in while the Lord is on your side. Okay. So after we do that, we understand that that is what drives our revenue engine. But we also need to understand that that is not the only thing that drives our revenue engine. How many people want long money? Long money. Put long in the comments. Not Mooney Long, but long money. Nobody knows me quite like you. Nobody gonna love me. I want long money. Let the gurus have the short money. That's why they always hustling. I like long money. How big do you want your money to be? This big? So here's how we're going to do this then. We have a few more systems to build for long money. The other system that we're building in the build phase is the credibility engine. I put credibility. Credibility. We're building our credibility engine. Now, your credibility engine is your thought leadership in syndication. I'm trying to find the right display. Here we go. Your thought leadership in syndication. So, how many of you have found, like, people that you follow, people that you look on YouTube? Y'all got some people you follow on YouTube. How many people have a favorite TV show that they binge watch, that you binge? And then there's some advertisements that come up on that show, and you may be led, the spirit may lead you to want to go deeper and maybe want to buy something, right? When you're looking at your favorite TV show. Well, I will tell you, the credibility engine that I designed years ago was one of the best things that I have ever done for my business. I like my revenue skyrocketed when I built my credibility engine. And I am the only person I know that does it like this. But here's how it goes. We basically create your own television station, for lack of a better word, right? We broadcast you everywhere. We create your show. We put you in syndication, and you literally are all over the airwaves. But also, we create a platform that you own. So the platform that a lot of you are in right now, right? Y'all are in my custom platform I design. I own this platform. So if Facebook went down today, if Instagram went down, if YouTube went down, this is mine. Who would love to own their own platform too? Where you own your content, you own the experience, you own your thought leadership, but then you also put it in syndication and you create a binge worthy path that also activates SEO optimization, that activates discoverability, that activates you and cast a beacon, or AKA a power signal, to your clients so that they can discover you. They can go through the journey of binging your content. They can come to the conclusion themselves that they want to work with you. And boom, since it's your platform, you can make offers to them right there on the freaking platform. But I don't know. That's what us experts should be doing. I don't know if the influencers do that. That's what experts do. And we're still experts in the building, right? We're still experts in the building. What? Look, Thea, you better speak. Thea said that's going to be very important these days since folks cancel folks now. Yeah, when you own the network, you own the network. And it just so happens you guys have a technology builder on your side. Just saying. Okay, so I want to answer a question really quickly because people don't listen when I say this. And thank you, Angel, for bringing up this question. The process that I am talking about and Create to Cash is about installing the infrastructure for your premium consumer offers. Premium consumer. And this is important because you need to have your premium consumer revenue solid and your systems and your infrastructure in place before you start selling to corporate, because the infrastructure that we install for selling to corporate is a lot more advanced. And what I found is that half of y'all behind got in boardroom ready. You ain't never built a system a damn day in your life, and then you get in there and be confused. So we build our premium consumer foundation first, and then you're ready for boardroom ready. Make sense? Because selling to corporate, I always tell people, if you don't have your systems together with premium consumer, and corporate is gonna eat you alive. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to make sure that we have this foundational stuff. Does that make sense, guys? The foundational stuff. So your credibility engine is what we build next. After we build your credibility engine, after we build your credibility engine, then we go in and we create right, your foundation. Angel, I'll answer you in a minute. Right? We create your inflection point. So this is where we actually build out the components of your webinar. Now, Toriel, I'm going to come back to you. And the reason we call the webinar the inflection point here is because, baby, this thing has a lot of parts. And I don't think people understand what it actually takes to get people to sign up for a webinar and to show up for a webinar. Isn't that what you said, Toriel? People sign up and they don't show up. So here's the first thing, and I learned this a long time ago. Even back in my baby business days, in the baby days of business, and a lot of you know I started The Boss Architect in 2018. I just celebrated my 7-year anniversary. But back before I ever ran a Facebook ad, back before I ever did any of that fancy stuff, I had my little ugly webinar. I must find it for you so I can show you guys the little ugly webinar registration. Y'all better not laugh at me. Are y'all gonna laugh at me when I show you? And I knew in the back of my mind that I needed to, I don't know why I came up with this number, but every week I would be posting in Facebook groups. I would be, posting on my page. I would post the same post every week, and I would post it multiple times a week in different groups. And I literally would literally be like, I build business credit without using personal credit. Learn more here. It's like, I used to do that every week, and I would find different little ways to like post. But that is how I built my business initially. That doesn't work like that anymore, guys. So I learned how to run ads really quickly. But what I would do is every week I had in my head that I need to get at least 100 people registered. 100 people registered. I don't know why I had this number of 100 people. Y'all, this was my first ever webinar. Can y'all see that? Oh my God. So embarrassed. This is my first ever webinar. Save my spot. Save my spot. Hold on. Can y'all see this? Let me make this bigger. Save my spot. It's a free masterclass. That was it. I used to post and I was like, I need 100 people to register every week. Thank you, Dunn. Dunn remembers me from back in the day. Dunn said they were effective. I mean, that's what built my business to multiple six figures. So I say all this to say, like, I would do that, every week. And it was 100 people. And the reason that I knew 100 people, because 20 people were going to show up. Right. But also, I had a very good, even back in the day, I had a very good email sequence and text message sequence before I even really knew. I would be engaging. I would like give people free stuff. I'd be like, you're gonna get free bonus when you join. Hey, look, I'm gonna hype you up. This is what I'm gonna do. My email sequences were always effective. And so now, since the game has changed a little bit, I made the stakes even higher for my webinar registrations. So the thing about webinar registrations is there are two rules of thumb that I have now. First, your webinar has to be so compelling that you have to ask this question: would somebody get a babysitter for it? Would somebody get a babysitter for it? Would somebody reschedule their appointments? When I have had people say, I rescheduled my appointment for this webinar, right? I had to change my schedule. I always ask myself, whenever I am creating a webinar, would somebody get a babysitter for it? Will somebody reschedule their day for my webinar? I sure do. And I'm like, I have to make that thing so delicious. The next part of it is my show up sequences are still very effective. So I send at least 5 emails and at least 3 text messages leading up to the webinar, and they get progressively more engaging. So I add engagement in there. So like, how many people have seen my RSVP email? Like, I have people RSVP. I'm like, you need to RSVP for this, or else I'm giving your seat away, which is real. Like, I unregister people, right? Or like, so we add a lot of engagement in there. I have people ask questions. So I send people personalized videos that are like, hey, I'm going to answer your question on the webinar. And these are some advanced tactics that I teach my clients. But there's a lot that we do in there. And then also, here's the other part. I personalize it for everyone. So I'm going to teach y'all a little secret. Somebody put secret in the comments if you want to know this. I'm giving away trade secrets tonight. A lot of people don't know that the personalization that I have built into the webinar is right on the sign up form. So here's another webinar, my business webinar. When people click in here, first of all, does this feel like a random webinar or does this feel like a little bit more formal? You're like, hold on, she asking a lot of questions. I am. But also the spot about people asking questions is important. I gather so much data from people when they fill out this form and they put questions that they have. I have thousands of questions directly from my clients. Also, just a little secret, I use that to create my content. I know exactly what questions you're asking. That's my search engine optimization. So we embed it in the form, but this also allows us to customize the journey. So we make the journey leading up to the webinar very engaging. And then just something you should know too, Toriel, it's a numbers game. The reason 100 was my magic number is because I know that only about 20 to 30% of people are going to show up. Okay. So that's that. Okay. Are we good with the webinar? Somebody asked if I don't, I think it was you. Is that Angel? You asked earlier. I saw. Should I feel scrambled? Thanks for the clarification. Yeah. Um, a lot of times, like you asked about the consumer offer. If you have a corporate offer, you definitely have a premium consumer offer. Why? Because a premium consumer is also a small business. So I always tell people you can practice your offers on small businesses. And the reason we do that is because the the sales move faster because the decision making is a little bit different, but also, and you can still get paid a premium. You just get to test out everything in a lower stakes environment, right? It is very difficult. Also, since the sales cycles are a little bit slower in corporate, you want to make sure that your money engine is running in your premium consumer because that money engine is a lot easier. And so it's like if you can't master the easy money engine and then you're going straight to a harder one, if you've never experienced what the easy money engine looks like, it's going to make you feel out of sorts when you're trying to do it in corporate. I promise you, all of my clients that are good with the consumer side, when I'm like, okay, it's time to take this to corporate, they're like, cool. What do we do? Like, because they're not in urgency. They're not like, oh my God, I gotta make a sale. I gotta get a contract. I gotta do this. Like, how you gonna try to sell to corporate and you're struggling with money? You know how much money we gotta spend on ads for corporate? Because I mean, that's what people don't understand. It takes money. So where's the money coming from? Yes, the payoff is big, but you can't, or let me just say this, you can wing it and pray, but it's not gonna feel good. You're going to be begging, you're going to be pitching, you're going to be sending stuff out, and that desperation is going to shine right on through to corporate decision makers. So what we're doing is installing a foundation that is quicker, easier, and sustainable, so it allows you to then elevate to corporate. Corporate is elevation. Okay. Just said thank you. Needed to hear that. And yes, penetrating corporate seems like forever. And the thing is, guys, make sure you register when I drop it for Power Signal ads next week because you don't have to penetrate corporate. I think that's what people need to understand. You don't have to penetrate corporate. Y'all realize that, right? We set up corporate funnels the same way that we set up these funnels. There's an entire system for corporate. But whereas you can spend $50 a day on the consumer side, make $50 to $100, $200 a day in consumer sales that fund your ads, and then make $10, $15, $20,000 at the end of the week in consumer. If you want corporate to penetrate you, That didn't sound right. You realize that every booked call for corporate is going to be about $300-400. And yes, it may lead to a 20, 30, 40, $50,000 contract. But if you're struggling, oh, 300, I got to spend $300. Like, it's not going to work out well for you because you're going to be in lack and urgency. Today, if I wanted a corporate contract today, I'll turn my ads on. And I would know that it'll probably take me spending about $300 or $400 before I get a qualified lead. And it is what it is. If my consumer business is making $40,000, $50,000 a week, what do I care? What do I care? Do y'all get what I'm saying now? And none of it requires you to be tap dancing for the internet and sliding up in people's DMs and cold pitching and chasing people anywhere. And yes, Toriel, power signal ads, I am teaching consumer and corporate ads. I am the only one that's going to be teaching ads for corporate. Tinique said makes sense now. Okay. Is this syncing for you guys now? Okay. Let's get back to 777. Y'all are asking really good questions. So, webinar build is good. After we build the webinar, we are going into your nurture system. So, yes, Kim, start with your premium consumer. If you let me give the litmus test to everyone today. Y'all ready? Let's go through a list of questions. Are you generating revenue daily in your business? That's the first question. Are you generating revenue daily without having to do anything? If not, you need to start with the premium consumer and create to cash. Boom. Because the infrastructure that you need, you have to build it somewhere, guys. You have to build it somewhere. Y'all get what I'm saying? You're going to have to build it. Why try to build the infrastructure when you got to spend $300, $400, $500 to maybe close a $50,000, $100,000 deal? Great for you. God bless and keep you. But for my clients that I know, y'all be hollering when I say spend $20 a day on ads. Oh, but that's a lot of my. I can't do that. Y'all need to see a win and you need to see it quick. You need to see things work. How many people just need to see some stuff work? I need to see it work. Be honest in the comments. Say work. I need to see something work. Because I promise you, it hits different when you flip that switch and you see it work. And once you see it work, it's addictive in the best way possible. Once you see it work, it's addictive. Okay, we got some people that say, I just need to see it work. Be honest. I need to see something work. You've been churning along. You've been signing up for a whole bunch of stuff. And it's getting you feeling like you're busy. I'm making progress, but you haven't seen it work. Give yourself an opportunity to see it work. Because once you see it work, once it's up, then it's stuck. Okay. So after we build your inflection point, we move to your nurture system. And this is important because there are two things that nurture people. Y'all remember when we talked about your credibility engine before, yes? So you can stop being a content creator. You can stop being a content creator because your credibility engine is what is going to fuel your nurture content. So what's happening tonight? What's happening tonight? Do y'all realize this is going to become multiple clips? Oh, but my editor's gonna have, baby, it's gonna be so many clips. Ali, if you looking, we're gonna clip this one up, baby. This is going to become multiple pieces of content. And I love that for us. And so you shift from becoming a content creator to allowing the natural things, your credibility engine, your webinar becomes your content that you utilize to nurture. That then gets put on all of your platforms without you having to be stuck down in the weeds. For my people that say, I don't know what content to create, here you go. Also, we utilize that same content to follow up with people on multiple channels. We follow up with email. How many of y'all are emailing your list every week at least? Okay. You realize there's a system for that, right? So we build that nurture system. We build that nurture system so that we activate that long money, that community, that continuity, right? And then finally, this is the one that trips people up. This is the traffic system. This is where we cast out your power signals. This is where we cast out your power signals. And this is so important. There's a very specific type of ad strategy that I have. And these ads are meant for premium buyers on the premium side and corporations. Yes, corporate decision makers purchase things from ads as well. And so we turn on your power signals. And this is what we build in your build phase. Now, how long do y'all think this takes to build? How long do y'all think this takes to build? For the people that already know, y'all can't answer. 7 weeks. Why? Because when we're using the 777 system, we are structuring out our time. Let me pull this back. We're structuring out our time. We're doing the laws of 7. We're spending 7 hours a week on the build activities, and we're structuring them out. We're scheduling them out every single week. We're blocking them off, which I've already done the heavy lifting of saying, here is how you split this up. Here is how you plan this. Here is how you structure this. Here is how you keep track of this, right? Here's the progress that you need to make, right? Here's me in your ear saying, girl, you better keep going. You better keep going, right? Like, so this is the process. Now, after you build everything, we move into maintenance because I promised you 7 hours a week, right? So here's what your weeks look like in maintenance. And you're going to run maintenance for 90 days. Somebody put 90 in the comments. You're going to run maintenance for 90 days. Because what a lot of our problem is we don't give anything chance to work. We don't give anything a chance to do data. We do something one time and be like, okay, it didn't work. I'm done. I'm done. I think I need to go sign up for another course. I like what this person said over here. They said I could make money by taking other people's money to the bank and washing it. They said I could make money by flushing toilets for a living. They said I could make money by by sharpening crayons. That sounds a lot easier. So I'm gonna go sign up for that. they, they said I could make money if I go write a book and get my billboard put up. Y'all, I always joke with my clients, y'all will do every damn thing except for run an ad. I would join a like and follow train. Okay. We run it for 90 days because we have to give things a chance to work. Mara said I can train goldfish. You can train goldfish. I love y'all so much. But it is what it is. Like we have to give things just a little time to work. Good Lord. So we do the same things over and over every week. We block off time, 1 hour, 1 hour, friends, for your credibility engine, your live series. Okay. Can we do 1 hour for that? We block off an hour and a half for our webinar. I'm almost at my hour and a half for my webinar. Exactly at an hour and a half, I'm getting off. Okay. We do our client facing work at 2 hours a week because remember, we told you earlier that we design your offers where you're only spending 2 hours a week on client work. Okay. You're doing your content repurposing, your revenue content at 1 hour a week. And this is also where you're tweaking your ads. And then you bucket off 1.5 hours a week for your power close calls. Because this is what happens. Y'all are you ready for me to tell you what happens when you build this system? Your calls are 15 minutes. 15. You're only getting on calls if your offer is over a certain price point. So most times you don't even have to have calls. You don't get on calls, you no longer. Can we do a list of things we're no longer doing? No, you are no longer doing free consultations. If you want a consultation, you will receive an invoice. And it's probably not going to be the invoice you want to pay. Right? So you don't do what, like, why are y'all doing free consultations? Y'all like working for free. You build the consultation into your system. You build all of the information in up front. You build all of that in up front. People need to know your price. They need to know your process. They need to know whether they're qualified or not. They need to be pre-qualified, pre-screened, pre-selected. And by the time they get on your phone, they need to be very clear. This is how much it costs. If you're not ready to pay, there's nothing we have to talk about. Y'all think I'm being mean? I'm sorry. That's why I've been in business for a long time. Because who taught us that we have to like work for free? Who taught us this? Do y'all think you can call Russell Brunson right now? Ask Russell if you can get on a free consultation with him. Call him. Or Myron Golden. Y'all think y'all can you get on a free consultation with Jeff Bezos? You want to go Jeff Bezos, call Jeff up. Or Warren Buffett. Can he give you a free consult? Mark Zuckerberg. Y'all, hey Mark, y'all, can I ask for a free consult? So why do you, as an expert, think that you have to do a whole bunch of free coaching and consulting? I'll wait. We are in the season of the expert. If people don't respect your expertise, they are not your client. I will say what I say again. If they don't respect your expertise, they're not your client. But guess whose responsibility it is to set the standard for your expertise? It's yours. It's yours. So I'll ask you, expert, what are you afraid of? Toriel said, can I do a workshop just on this? Thank you. Leona said, I set my rules of engagement. Amen. We set our rules of engagement. If you don't want to behave, you're not my client. And God bless and keep you. May he watch between me and thee while we are absent, one from another, but we gonna definitely be absent. Toriel said, can I do a workshop just on this? Toriel, would y'all tune in? Y'all want me to do a YouTube live on this? I'll do a YouTube live. Thank you. Leona's in the Amen corner. Leona has been pushing me to do more content like this on YouTube. All the conversations that we have behind the scenes. Right. Right. Angelique. Hey. Angelique, I can shout right now. I can shout right now. Please say your money is not my savior. So this is something um that I just want you guys to understand. This is why we can work 7 hours a week, because when you install the systems, I want you to imagine this. Y'all ready? Close your eyes really quickly. Close your eyes really quickly. Imagine that 7 weeks have passed. Every single system I talked about has been installed. We cut on your ads and your system start to run. And you start to see your first win. You're starting to see your email list grow. And then you see your first sale without you having to do anything. And then you see people registering for your webinar. And then fast forward a few days, you get to your webinar and it's 30, 40, 50 people sitting in a room waiting on you to deliver your brilliance. And at the end of that webinar, you're going to present your brilliant offer and everything's going to be laid out. You're going to tell them the price. You're going to say who is for. You're going to say who is qualified. And you're going to tell them how to take the next step. And you're going to say, here's how you take the next step right now. And if it's a higher ticket offer, they're going to go through your pre-qualification process where they are going to affirm that they have the money. They're going to affirm that they meet your requirements. They're going to affirm that they know the rules of engagement before they ever get on the phone with you. And if they don't affirm any of those things, their call gets canceled. And by the time you get on the call, the only reason you are on a call is so that you can say yes with your spirit to them, not the other way around. I always tell people when we get on a call, it's because I'm choosing you, not the other way around. Because I have to have a yes in my spirit. Imagine that. That's what we unlock. And I say it with my whole heart and my whole soul. If you want to tinker, this is not the place for you. I'm not the person for you. If you want to build infrastructure, and if you recognize infrastructure when you see it, if you're saying, I may not even know what all the inner workings of the systems are, but I know brilliance when I see it. I know there was something that pulled me in. I know there was something that made me want to be here right now. And I want to activate that for myself. Then you know it's time to build. It's time to stop playing because this is the season of the expert. Experts need to be protected. The Kendraism for the week is protected and paid. Protected and paid. You are not an internet hustler. You are not a content creator. You do not have to be the popular kid. You don't have to be the Instagram model. You don't have to discount your brilliance because other people can't comprehend it, and definitely not because they can't afford it. That's not your ministry. The season of the expert is here. And us experts build systems. We build infrastructure. We lean into the things that nobody else is doing. We do it in a way that nobody else is teaching. We go against the grain. We trailblaze. We make ways out of no way. We were born for this. And I'll be damned if I sit here and let us continue to break our brilliance into bite-sized pieces so that people who were never meant to receive it can try to dim your brilliance. I want to bring something up that Dorcas said in the group, and then I'm going to let y'all go. I always said this. 7 years ago, I said yes. Yes to the boss architect. I gave up my multi six-figure job to make my 7 figures. I made 7 figures in my business and burnt down a 7-figure program because I said this season, this was in 2020, I said this season I am being led to go bigger. And I said I'm going to leave this so that I can go bigger to build my 8. We laid the infrastructure for 8. And I declared 2 years ago on live, me and Kendall were live, and I said, we're building 1 billion. And I said, give me 5 years. And we already have the assets in place 2 years later because of that yes 7 years ago. But also because of my yes, so many other people said yes too. And so here's what I'm going to leave you guys with on tonight. Your 777 is your yes. And there are so many people that are waiting on you to say yes so that they can unlock theirs. And I don't know why I'm being led to say this, but I'm going to say this right now because it's bubbling up in my spirit. I don't know who this is for. Your yes is somebody that knows what they're supposed to be doing. You're not saying yes because you are worried about what the peanut gallery is going to say. And I have something to say about that. Y'all, whatever your broke ass cousin, your whack ass person you went to school with, your manager, that man you used to mess around with, your cousin them, your friend from high school, I don't know who it is you're hiding from. F them. F them. Like, because you're delaying your yes. Because you're afraid of the peanut gallery. F them. I said what I said. And I don't know who needed to hear that. But it is what it is. It's time for you to activate. It's time for you to activate. And so, are y'all ready to work? Are y'all ready to work? Dee said she said what she said and did, and will continue to say it. Who's ready to work? I realize it because it take me. I may be smart or whatnot, but sometimes I'm. I will say something that my mom always said. She's like, Kiki's real top heavy. So sometimes I may not have the best. What's the word? Like, I don't think about the small things. I don't think about the small things. So I realize that some of you may not be on the event page. Are y'all on the event page? Let me know. Some of you are looking from Facebook. Some people are on YouTube. Y'all are not on the event page. And I don't want you to miss the offers for tonight. I don't want you to miss it. So you should see on the bottom of your screen, do y'all see tonight's offers? We got 2. Because I'm not going to let you leave here without making a decision, even if your decision is no. No is a complete sentence. Okay? Let me know. Can you see this? I'm going to actually put it on the screen. Baby, I can see why y'all said this is sexy. I see why y'all. This is my first time seeing my page live. Oh my God. So I just had a moment. I'm not gonna get emotional. This is my first time seeing this page live. Okay. Oh my God. Um, so yeah, thank you. And I see you guys' comments. I'm not saying it because my live because I'm actually in the broadcasting room. But yeah. Um, thank you, Leona said, but God. So you should see the offers on here. Y'all don't know. I was still coding this about 30 minutes before I went live. So I was writing code. Y'all should see what the back end of this looks like. It's not pretty. It's a whole bunch of hookups and stuff in the back end. All this is custom coded. But yeah, I digress. Two options tonight. Option number one, and this is a very special extended 6 month payment plan for Create to Cash. You definitely want to get in on this one, and here's why. Y'all realize Create to Cash is a 7 week program. I designed it for you to complete it in 7 weeks. So, me allowing you to pay over 6 months is freaking insane. And I'm just going to go ahead and tell you the people that have been through it, you will see the testimonials. There are some people in there tonight, they're like, I paid $20,000 for masterminds that didn't even do what Create to Cash did. I put through what's inside of Create to Cash in Chat GPT. Chat GPT said this is a $25,000 program. My God, today, right? So Create to Cash is option number one. The 6 month payment plan goes away at 11:59 p.m. Eastern time tonight. Leona said, and is. The people that are in there, y'all better stand up. One of my favorite quotes is from, I think it was Tanika. I feel like it was you. One of my Kendra bots, my architect advisor bots that are in there, it builds your workflows and automations. You're welcome. My other bots build your offers. You have my brain on your business. Your landing pages, your strategy, your funnel strategy. I built it on demand. Yeah, on demand. So I am literally taking what you're paying agencies for, all of these things that is inside of Create to Cash. So that's thing number one. Thing number two, at minimum, if you want to get started and you want to start getting the structure and the organization, and you are going to do this, the 777 cash flow system command center. That is what we have been in all night tonight. The 777 cash flow system command center. Tanika said the girl was going to charge her $2,500 for one workflow. And Tanika, what happened in Create the Cash? Tanika said the Kendra bot built it in 5 minutes. Right. D said, y'all, as a VIP client, I will tell you right now, get Create to Cash. It is beyond amazing. You will not regret it. Thank you. Thank you, D. I just love you. Right. We got questions in the building. Got the questions in the building. Drop them. Torio said, I don't know if you can quickly answer this, but what is the difference between a tripwire offer and a back-end offer? Torio, I'm going to show you. Let me dive into a calculator that we use inside of Create to Cash. Y'all ready? I'm going to dive into the calculator. Let me grab it because I think this is important for people to understand the process that we use. See if I can find it. Yep. So what we're going to do is we're going to show you it's the 7-day profit cycle calculator. So what we're going to do is we're going to understand that we have a couple of different offers. Okay. We have our main offer. That is your back end offer. So whatever your main offer is, the thing that you want people to ultimately buy, that is your main offer. Can y'all see this? Okay. So that's your main offer. You got it? And so that's your primary offer. We create your one time offer, right? Your tripwire. That's what one time offer, your OTO and tripwire, same thing. I call it OTO. Um, that is an offer that is complementary to your webinar. So that's the key that a lot of people don't teach. It has to be something that is complementary to your webinar or enhances what people are doing in relation to your webinar. Wow. Wow. Hold on. Y'all are making me blush. Karen said, Create to Cash has been my best investment. Thank you. Lady Jan said, I have the 777 cash flow system. I love it. She said, I think it's time for Create to Cash. Thank y'all. Right. Toriel said, sorry, Tanika said, yes, get in Create to Cash, Lady Jazz. Let me just go ahead and give y'all some, even the ladies that are in Create to Cash. Girl, Kim, baby, I got you. Liana can get you, Kim, because Liana's been around me long enough. So Kim said, I am just starting. I'm an IT consultant. I implement software to a specific niche. Not sure who my consumer buyer would be. Would you help me figure that out in 777? Not in 777, because 777 you don't. It's not a course. It's a tool. But in Create to Cash, yes. Yes, indeed. Um, very important distinction. And this is Kim. You have you have an audience, right? And so what you're doing is what I also tell my experts is that we have a lot of blindness when it comes to our expertise. So Kim, I'm gonna give you an example. I built technology for the largest companies in the world. Right now, I have one of my a technology that I designed, developed inside of one of the largest companies in the world. I built technology for multiple Fortune 500 companies. So if the logic is the same as your logic right now, I wouldn't be here today. So the key is saying, how does my expertise transfer, not one to one, right? Not one to one. How does my expertise transfer, not necessarily even in a different niche, but to an audience at a different level? So remember, there are business owners. We consider businesses up to businesses that are making multiple seven figures are still premium consumer clients. Y'all, please say hey to my husband who's never on here. He thinks I don't have a job. Hi, Antonio. My husband don't think I have a job. He's like, where you going tonight? I'm going to work. You don't have a job? I don't. I haven't had a job for years, apparently. Yep. Oh, yep, Toriel, back end offer. Back end offer. Um, Elizabeth. Oh, Grace. Grace, there is a 6-month option. Hold on, let me check. Let me check. Antonio, everybody's saying hey to you. Will y'all please tell him I have a job? So, back end offer is your primary offer. Okay, is your primary offer. Um, and this is the offer that is your primary thing you're selling. So we make your front end offer, right? We make your front end offer for everybody that's waiting on the 6-month payment plan. Hold your horses. And what we do is we make sure that it's congruent with our current offer, right? So what we're doing then is we're saying, hey, I am going to create a price, and I know that based on my pricing, there's it's going to determine the number of sales that I'm going to get. I realize and I don't recommend that. Uh, I don't recommend that for new people. Why y'all saying he got me blushing? I ain't blushing because of him. um So I don't recommend doing a high ticket offer, but I am in my season where I'm like, hell, no, all of my offers are $97 and above. I don't give a damn. Right? But I realize that's going to make less people pay. But I'm okay with that. When I first started out, I want y'all to look at this. I started out, I said, let me test a $27 offer first. So you see how a lot more people purchase with the $27 offer than the $47 one, right? Or or I say, okay, let me check out a $7 offer first. You see how a lot more people purchase with the $7 offer than the 27. So we get to play around with our offer pricing here to see. But normally I say anywhere from $27 generally all the way up to 97, knowing that there's a trade-off. And you see that my return on ad spend went down when I did a higher priced offer. So now we're going to talk about on the back end. And this all depends on what your budget is too. So we're going and we're looking at our ads and we're saying, okay, how much am I budgeting for ads? Now, the people that are in Create to Cash, we had a long conversation last night, me and Devin and Nuri, and we were talking about how I do ads. Can I just tell y'all really quickly? I go balls to the wall and all in up front. All in up front. Meaning, I would rather start my ad budget at $300. And by the end of that 24 hours, if the ad's not acting right, I cut it off. A lot of people will be like, I'm just going to put $20 a day and put, no, it's going to take you forever to run ads. Y'all realize you can cut ads off and it won't spend any more money. So I normally recommend y'all start with $100, a couple $100. Like we start big so that we can get data fast and we can get Facebook optimizing fast. Y'all understand me? And we see what the money is going to do. If it doesn't work, we cut it off and we let it re-optimize. And the funny thing is when you cut the ads off, you'll see some sales come through afterward. It's so funny. So then you'll be motivated again and you cut it right back on. But no, when you're like nickel and diming it and like, let me give it $10 here, $5 here, that is not enough data for it to optimize anything. So you're going to get a better return on your investment if at least you set your budget higher because you can always turn it off. Okay. So we're setting our budget, right? We're going in and we're putting it in. So I did some messed up my formula. We're setting our budget. We're saying we're running our ads. And then this is telling me based on your budget, you're going to get 25 registrations per day, right? You're going to get 5 of your one-time offer sales per day. Now let's do a little something with that because if my offer is $27, that means I'm going to make $135 in revenue. Then if I only spent $200 on ads, that means that 135 of that was already covered. So 68% of my ad spend was covered. And that means on the week I spent $1,400 on ads. I got 175 registrations. I had 53 people on average attend my webinar. I got 3 sales on the webinar. This is all logic that I have baked in, and it is very sound logic, by the way. And my revenue was $6,936, like clockwork. 5 return on ad spend, 500% return, right? So Toriel, that is what the math looks like. That's what the logic looks like. So your back end offer is whatever offer you're selling on the webinar. We play around with the pricing and the positioning for your back end offers and your front end offers because they all have to make sense. They all have to make sense. Do y'all understand? What other questions are coming up for you guys? I see how y'all laughing. You ain't got no job, Timmy. What other questions are coming up? I don't know. Do y'all think I should do this as a recurring webinar? What do y'all think? I like this webinar. This session is really good. I may add it to the rotation. Maybe switch every once and again between this and this. Elizabeth said I'm lost. Elizabeth, you'll be able to see the replay. Okay. Liana said yes. Yes. You like it, Tanika? Okay. So, Jess, there is no difference between the $77 offer and the $97 offer, but I will show you a difference. I will show you a difference. Um, okay. Okay. The difference is the incentive to get the $77 was only offered to people at the time of the one-time offer. Y'all get what I'm saying? If people that opted in earlier tried to go back and get it, it wouldn't show anymore. It would show $97. So there's a lot of like logic on the back end that happens to switch out the pricing on the back end. It's the same offer. So it was a discount for getting it on as the $77. I told people don't think I be when I tell people you'll only see this one time, don't leave the page. You're only gonna see it one time. People like that's a lie. I'm gonna get it later on. Okay. Okay. I bet it's some people still looking for that $47 offer from my webinar, the corporate one. Huh, it's $97. You're welcome. You should have got it on the webinar. So that is how it works. Pricing is fluid. Pricing also is a part of marketing and it's a part of your positioning as well. Okay. Okay. Grace said, please do this as a recurring webinar. And Grace asked the Angela said, sorry about your look. Why do y'all encourage me? Why? Don't encourage me. So there was a question. So Grace asked if we prematurely did boardroom ready, can we switch credit to cash later? Grace, I would not, first of all, I wouldn't recommend it, but first of all, it's not switchable. But here's why I wouldn't recommend it. Friend, I don't know. There are the people will tell you yesterday's price is not today's price. Boardroom ready is about to go up to $5,000. So if you already in it, you probably you probably want to stay where you probably want to go ahead and keep the one you got. Because it would be real, it'd be real interesting to come back and it's later, you know, a lot more. Just saying. Yeah. In real talk. Real talk. Just like how the people that waited to come do VIP days and stuff with me or waited to do strategy briefs, do y'all know what the cost is now? Grace said, yikes, never mind. Right? What the cost is now? Liana, what's our minimum? The only offer that we do where I build a strategy for anyone now is a minimum $50,000 offer and it requires a retainer. That is the baseline. Yep, Liana said it. This is from my chief of staff, 50K minimum. And that requires a retainer because we know that what we build, people want us to constantly work with them. They want us to constantly stay with them. They need people to tweak and refine the systems. Elizabeth, Grace was asking about that too. I said, give me a second. We'll update it. They want us to stay with them because we're good at what we do. Right. And so that requires a certain level of buy-in, but that also requires a certain mindset, a certain place in business where the level of what we build is respected as well. And so that's it. Oh, Liana said I'm working. Oh, Liana's working on it in the background. Yeah, Liana, I thought I updated it earlier. Okay. What other questions do you guys have? Elizabeth said, I feel that Elizabeth, I got you covered, honey. You'll see the replay. So I'm gonna do a quick recap for the folks that may have been late. Two options. Once again, create to cash or start with the 777 cash flow command center. And yes, if you are in Create to Cash, we gift you with the command center. It's like a part of your process, right? It is what it is. Um, and so that's a beautiful thing to have because it is such a thoughtful tool to get you organized, to get you started on all those things. Yep. Liana, do I need to get out of Thrive Card? Let me know. Yeah. Jess said if I have nothing but time, does it take 7 weeks? No, so Jess, if you want to build it in 7 hours, you can. Girl, you can do have your way. Honestly, um, honestly, it's self-paced and it's so thoughtfully laid out. When I tell you there's no stone unturned, it really isn't. So, do you guys want to see a little bit inside so I can show you like I guess, so you can see what we do. Let's go to this one. Sonia said, where's the link for Create to Cash? Oh, let me drop it here. Where are my visual people that need to see stuff? Because I can show you you guys some stuff. Here we go. Okay, so what we're doing inside Create to Cash, ladies, y'all got to help me with which one of your favorites. I think since we talked about Tanika earlier with the workflow design, we should design the workflow. Hells yeah. Grace said, so we could be generating revenue faster if we move through Create to Cash faster. Absolutely. Right. And so that's the thing, guys. And here's what I need you to know. When you move through it, I think I always tell people, y'all, you realize, guys, as soon as your offer is set, you can start generating revenue before you have any of that stuff. Right. Ladies in Create to Cash, how many times have I told you that? I tell my clients this all the time, but I know that my audience, I talked about y'all earlier, my overachievers, right? My everything, we got to have our check in the box for everything, right? We got to do all the things. We overthink everything. So we don't necessarily move until we feel like we have all the things. And so you can start generating revenue as soon as we build your offer. But what a lot of people do is they wait until they've built out all the system. Okay. So let's do this. I'm inside the portal. Can you guys see me? We're in Credibility Engine. So first things we're going to do. Do y'all like my live studio? Y'all like my studio? I show you how to set yours up. Then I show you exactly when I lost my page. Then I show you exactly how to create your power presence. So all of your backgrounds, all of your backdrops, how to style, how to do all of those things, like literally all those things that people like point you in a million different directions. I just show you my simple ways that I do it as someone that is not a professional content creator, somebody that just has created a crap ton of videos over the years, and I'm super comfortable on camera. And I give that to you because it's like that's one of the barriers, right? Well, Kendra, what am I supposed to do when I get on? Here you go. That's what you're supposed to do when you get on. Let's go to the live series planner, right? How many people are like, what am I supposed to talk about? What am I supposed to do? Y'all ready? So you see, hold on, y'all got to see all this stuff I give you. So y'all ready? We're going to plan your episodes for the month. How many people need to plan out their live series episodes? Let's go to the Kendra bot, shall we? Your live series planner bot. She's about to plan out your live series. Let's go ahead and get it. I need to plan out my live series episodes for the next month. Let's get your live series mapped out. Let me answer the questions really quick. Hey, so my brand name is The Boss Architect. In my business, what I do is I help small business owners, entrepreneurs attract premium and corporate clients on autopilot without running themselves into the ground. My target audience are successful, talented experts who don't like marketing a lot, who don't necessarily like being online, who need systems and infrastructure. And my live series name is Beyond the Boardroom with The Boss Architect. And this is where I teach them the behind the scenes on how to build their business and install structure first. I go live, let's see, every Monday at 11 a.m. I go live in Eastern Standard Time and I go live weekly. So I'm basically giving it all the information that is asked me for. Let's go ahead and do it. Okay. And what it's going to do is it's using my live series logic for the live series that I have planned. And it is going to map out the calendar template based on the template that I created for you to use. So there's a template that I create for you guys that you utilize, which I'll show you that in a second while it is going ahead and creating your live series. Right there you go. Y'all see that? It is building out my live series. It has a copy and paste table. It's writing my emails, my subject lines. How do y'all think y'all get these emails before I go live with y'all? I've taken what I've been doing for years and codified it in the IP. Like, here we go. And so now here's my export. And we're going to go right back over here and we're going to go ahead and pull our tracker up. We're going to make a copy. And we're going to paste all of our stuff right in here. Boom. Do y'all see that? So this is the type of stuff we do. You now have your episodes planned. I make things so simple for you. I made them so simple. And when I say we did not think about anything inside of here. And I don't want to get myself in trouble. I don't want to get myself in trouble. But here's what I will say. My Create to Cash ladies already know. We've also designed where you can build everything in one system, our system, Quiet Wealth Society. Quiet Wealth Society. Um, and so I would tell you, right? This is a labor of love. And I know so many people are waiting for it. And the ladies that are in Create to Cash, y'all heard it from me the other day. Y'all will be the first people getting access into it. And we'll be having our special Saturday onboarding session, Saturday at 11 a.m. But this is our custom technology that has all of our systems already programmed in there, all in one. So I'm scared to show it to y'all because then I get more people flooding me. But here's Quiet Wealth Society. Just a little sneak peek. Quiet Wealth Society, the observatory for Quiet Wealth Society. Yeah, and it's where all of your stuff is, all of your calendars, your contacts, your funnels, your landing pages, your memberships, your courses, your media. That's where Architect Advisor will live. That's where the Kendra bots, our ad program, all of those things are inside of Quiet Wealth Society. So we're super, super excited. So not only do we have the training and the implementation and the systems, we actually have the technology that runs all of this. Okay. Grace, I just love you. Grace says, so it's like a super organized personal assistant and ghostwriter, and I don't even know what all done for you kind of instantly. Grace, that is the best way I've seen it described. I want you to think about it is if you have it's Kendra Bot. It's your architect advisor. It's you have somebody that builds 24/7. And I know my husband keeps popping up. Antonio, I can't see what you're doing. But he can tell you better than anyone. Like, I'm constantly building. I'm always building. I'm always building. I'm always building. And I've been doing that for years. It's been what, almost 20 years? I've been building for 20 years. I didn't just start doing this. Um, and so I've only been a business owner, a boss architect for 7, but I've been building for 20 years. And so it's a really big distinction when I've been building stuff like this for a long, long time. And I just always want to make sure that I'm thinking through everything. And Liana will tell you, my team will tell you, I make sure that I give even when people don't even understand what I've given them. And sometimes it takes years for them to catch up and be like, holy crap, I can't believe she gave me this. And so, yeah, I put a lot into it. I put a lot in there. And yep, I hope it is to you what it's been to the people that have been in there. The kind of resounding story is that people have gotten more out of this than they have gotten in $20,000 programs. And that's real. And that's not, I did not come up with the $20,000 um like kind of thing. That was what people just kept saying over and over again. I'm like, okay, I guess that's what y'all okay. So yeah, guys, I have had a blast with you tonight. I think Liana's still working on the create to cash so that you can get in on the special for tonight. Make sure you do not miss it. Oh, she has it. She has the 6 payments on there now. So if you're trying to get on there, she has the 6 payments. Thank you, Liana. You're awesome sauce. Awesome sauce. And I'm just gonna tell you, since Liana, never mind. We'll talk later. Y'all just better be glad Liana is the one who just went in there and fixed the pricing because it was higher than that. That's all I'm gonna say. It was a little bit. So y'all, when you get in, just say thanks, Liana. Y'all send her something. Y'all need to send her something to sip on or something. Okay. Oh no, I got you, Toria. I got you. Okay, it's up. So, guys, I am so excited. Thank y'all for rocking with me tonight. It's been a while. And I just want to say, I love doing this. Can you tell? Can you tell? I love doing this. Um, Mignon, will the program teach us how to build for others? That's a great question. What do you mean? How to build what for others? Let me know what you mean, and I will answer that question. Um, and I guess I can kind of expound a little bit more. Um, Maybe Liana can answer that better. Like Liana has been working with me for how many years? Not even a year. What? It's been since January. And but I tell you, baby, that Liana, she knows how to code, she knows how to build funnels, she knows how to market. That's just for working with me. That's just for working with me. I'm bragging on you, baby. Liana is a beast. And so I say all that to say, if you're naturally doing stuff, if you're learning how to build for yourself, if you're being immersed in it, and if you're becoming a student of it and understanding the logic, you may not, I wouldn't recommend you go and start building for people if you're just building yourself. But, but that is something that is important as a skill set to build. Leona said, now I'm blushing. You should be, girl. You're badass. You're badass. Okay, Leon over there, she be coding. She know how to build websites and funnels and code emails and all kind of stuff. Now I'm like, look at her. Look at Leon. Oh, Sonia, let me show you the link. I'm gonna put it on the screen. It's real easy. Y'all ready? Create2cash.com. That's what create2cash.com. Hold on, y'all better get in here. Let me put it up again. I'm trying and plan on pitching myself. Thank you, Siobhan. Leona put it up there. Create2cash.com. And the two is spelled out. T-O. T-O. Okay. A couple things. My Create to Cash ladies, you will love to hear that. So everybody that is in Create to Cash boardroom ready or boardroom experience in the VIP versions, these are the VIP versions in these programs. You're going into the war room, which is our private community. So y'all have been asking for that community for those programs. So you're going into the war room. So we're making that announcement. And then also what I established was Sidra, a few of you guys, you were on my boardroom review sessions. So every other week I'll have boardroom review sessions with you guys and we'll be on a Zoom call where you can come in, talk about what you're working through, talk about what you're experiencing, get feedback. So we're adding those things to Create to Cash, as well as the new, not the old version of Boardroom Ready, the new version of Boardroom Ready, the $5,000 one. Yeah. Okay. Just wanted to let y'all know. So you'll see those things coming through in the next week. D said, oh, nice. Yeah, D is on there like all the time. So D is on my boardroom review sessions all the time, and I love chatting with her. Okay, guys, are we whole? Angelique said, thank you. Welcome, Angelique. Elizabeth said, what platform am I doing this live on? Elizabeth, thank you. That was a question people asked me earlier. It's a platform that I built this morning. And I'm not joking. It's a platform I built this morning. Minion, I don't know if I'm still understanding your questions, but you're a contractor and you plan on pitching yourself or services to the government and other companies. Child, I know you haven't been looking at my stuff because pitching is a cussing word in here. But okay, you plan on pitching yourself. We're gonna allow that cussing word for a moment. Because we don't pitch, we command, right? But also I would like to add this to my services. No, what I want you to do is I want you to create something that is in your expertise already and add that as your service and develop that as an expertise and stand firm in that, not trying to add something because your expertise is already enough. It's already enough. And if you so happen to pick up skills that you master, then that is when you offer them. But you don't have to, you don't learn something and then, say like, oh, now I'm going to add this. No, add it, but we need to get your mastery in your service area right now, and then you can add it. But no, you will learn, but I didn't recommend to take my course and then say, yep, I'm not going to teach it or do it. Okay. Oh, I love you guys. I love you guys. Y'all are so awesome. Okay, so a few takeaways. 7 days a week, we're getting paid. Yes? 7 hours of work a week, intentional time focused on building out your 7 systems, your 7 pieces of infrastructure. Once those are built, you're working and you're working the process consistently. And then you reset every 90 days. You reset every 90 days. Okay. And that reset allows you to then enter back into the build phase again because you're going to want to build new stuff. But now, the one thing that I want to leave you with is, do y'all realize once the system is built, you never have to build it again? So, the one funnel, the one piece of infrastructure that I built, y'all remember that little ugly webinar funnel I showed y'all from 2018? Y'all remember this little ugly thing I showed y'all? This little ugly thing made me my first 6 figures. But I've copied this same funnel I built in 2018 190 times now at the time of recording this. 190 times. And it allows me to move fast whenever I have an idea that I want to launch. Whenever I have an idea, I don't have to start from scratch. Whenever I have an idea, I have the infrastructure. Okay. Leona said, I'm sorry, that's a real strong start. Girl, this little ugly thing. But I thought I was doing something back then. I thought I was doing something. And apparently I was, because it was making money. It was making money. Okay. And I'm still here to tell the story today. Ain't God good? Let me get my church fan. So I love you guys. I will do these more often. I guess we need to go ahead and crank the YouTube channel up, huh? I will start going live more on my YouTube channel. I think that's where we'll be. And of course, now my custom portal. So you guys need to bookmark the custom portal I will have for events from now on. Since I built it today, I'm going to make it more zhuzhed. And yeah, I cannot wait to see everyone who decides to work inside of Create to Cash. Um, all right, I can't wait to see you inside of Create to Cash. And let me just say this. Oh, we got more questions. Okay, I'm here. As long as y'all tell my husband I won't be home for a little bit, I will answer more questions. How long did you do your first webinar for free? I still do it for free. I still do it for free. And I'm gonna tell you why I do my webinars for free. Um, I get the money a different way because I've tested doing paid webinars and they worked, but my free ones work better. And I'm gonna tell you guys why. Free webinars just reduce a lot of friction on the front end. And there are a lot of people, and let me talk to y'all real live. There are a lot of people that, for lack of a better word, are just pure idiots. And I remember I used to run a webinar and it literally was $9. I tested out at $9 and $27. And I would do just like I'm doing now. I show up, I do all the stuff, whatever. Do y'all know that like people would show up to the webinar and then do a chargeback for $9? And for the people that don't know what a chargeback is, that's when you go to your bank and you're like, I didn't authorize that transaction. And then the bank goes back to the provider. Not only is that like detrimental to a business's ability to process credit cards, but every time somebody does a chargeback, they are charged a fee. And so I had a whole bunch of like just raggedy folks. And I was just like, I would rather like just give it for free and get the sale on the back end than to deal with that foolishness on the front end. Right. And it's real. It's real. Don't worry. That's not been the craziest. Right. And it counts against you. It does. Like, and the bank always takes their side, even when you have Yeah, they hold your money for chargebacks. It takes your side. They always take the consumer side. It's wild. It's wild. And so yeah, so that's why I don't do it. It is what it is. And we're doing just fine. So that's why. But I have definitely tested it out. Didn't like it. So I just would rather reduce the friction on the front end. And yeah. So I had another question. I had another question. Let me see. Hmm. On the next live, can you explain how this isn't good? Oh, Toria, you're talking about my website. I will actually. I can break it down and explain why it isn't good. Um, or why I don't think it's good now and why I thought it was good then. So, yeah, what else do you guys what else? I think there were those were all the questions. Um, and yeah, Minion, that was all in jest. I do say that pitching is a cussing word, but this is all about, my philosophy, and this is real, and we'll leave on this. We don't pitch, we command. Um, at the core, even in this premium offer space, we are installing power into your business. And power does not chase, power gets chosen. I'm going to say that one more time for the people in the back. Power does not chase, power gets chosen. The more you chase people, the more you give your power away, and the more people know that they are the ones that have the upper hand. So the thing is, when you are the expert and people need you, why would you be giving them the upper hand over you? I'll say that one more time for the people in the back. If you are the expert and people need you, why are you giving them the upper hand over you? That sets up a foundation of entitlement, and I don't like it, and it's not of God. So we engineer power in our businesses. That's what we do. Okay. I love you guys. I got some, I got the ingredients for some Marry Me chicken soup. Have y'all ever made that? I saw it on the internet the other day and I got the ingredients for it. And I think I'm going to go home and make some Marry Me chicken soup. Elizabeth said, please repeat that one more time. I will. Okay. One more time. When you are the expert and you want to attract premium clients and even corporate decision makers, I generally talk about this with corporate decision makers, but I also talk about it with premium clients. Powerful people can smell power. They can also smell desperation. They can smell when you are giving them the upper hand. They're playing chess while a lot of us are playing checkers trying to chase them. And so, one of the worst things you can do is to give your power away. Think about it. Why would you give somebody else the upper hand when they need you? I'll wait. Why what they need you. You are solving a problem that they have. So why would you give them the upper hand? When you give people the upper hand, that allows them to run over you. They are the ones that set the tone. Whoever is the one that has whoever is the one that is wielding their power, they are the one that sets the tone for how everything is going to go. So the more you are chasing people, the more you are setting the tone to keep chasing. Can you please give me 15 minutes of your time? Can we do a coffee chat? I love to get on the call. Why are you chasing people to work for them? I love to Your business is hemorrhaging cash flow right now. I'd love to help you. I have a system that can help you. Could I just have 15 minutes of your time? What the hell I'm begging you for to help your whack ass business? No, you need my help. And it's real. And I know I'm saying this in jest, but like, I need y'all to think about it. You have something that you are trying to help somebody. Why don't you let people just raise their hand and say, you know what? I need that help. I'm going to go to them because I need help. It's your job to let people know what you help with, how you can help them, and how much it costs. And then we install the infrastructure so that they can find you. Every single one of y'all found me. I have not sent nary a DM to any of y'all. I have not pitched you on a damn thing. You're here. You're in my digital house because I presented something to you that made your ears perk up. Okay. Oh God, I'm about to go make my marry me chicken soup for real now. So for the people that are joining me inside of Create to Cash, I will see y'all inside at minimum. For the people that ain't doing a damn thing, y'all need to. That's been an amen corner. Is I see everybody that's on here. All of y'all at minimum need to get the 777 cash flow system. Do y'all need the link for that? Do y'all need the link for that? Toria, that wasn't my fault. Y'all kept asking me questions. Y'all kept asking me questions. That's not my fault. Y'all better leave me alone. Cause y'all bullying me and I don't like it. All right. I love you guys. I will see you guys, I guess, in a couple weeks. I don't know. Or maybe even sooner on the YouTube channel. Bye for now, guys. I had a blast tonight. I had a blast tonight. Liana just put the cash flow system up. So make sure you grab that. Okay? Holla.